August 1914, millions of men marched to war. They believed it would be over by Christmas, but by winter's end, the ground itself had swallowed them. The Western Front was not just a line on a map, it was a graveyard. And inside those trenches, humanity learned the true meaning of endurance. The Western Front, a narrow stretch of land stretching from the North Sea to Switzerland, became a nightmare, frozen in time. This is the story of trench warfare, the war between two lines. The Germans dug in to hold their ground, and the Allies dug in to push them out. Between them lay no man's land, a wasteland of shell holes and corpses. What began as a quick war turned into 4 years of stalemate, stretching 700 kilometers across Europe. For every attack, thousands died for just a few yards gained. Trenches weren't simple ditches, they were massive networks. The front line was only one part. Behind it, the support line. Then the reserve communication trenches snaked between them like arteries. Dugouts, latrines, sniper posts, and first aid stations turned the earth into a city of war. Each side fortified, improved, and rebuilt over and over again for 4 years. A soldier's greatest enemy wasn't always the bullet. It was the mud. Heavy rains turned trenches into swamps. Boots rotted. Men developed trench foot. Rats fed on corpses. Lice made men scratch until they bled. Food was stale. Water was scarce. Disease spread faster than bullets could. We lived in holes like animals, wrote one French soldier. Our dreams smelled of damp earth and death. Each morning began with stand-to rifles ready at dawn. Breakfast was tinned beef, hard biscuits and tea, if there was any left. The day meant endless work, repairing sandbags, draining trenches, cleaning weapons. At night came patrols and wiring parties. Sleep was rare. Hope was rarer, but letters from home, those kept men going, and always, the fear that the next shell would find them. Trench warfare changed how humans fought. Machine guns mowed down waves of men. Mortars rained shrapnel. Snipers picked off anyone careless, enough to peek over the parapet. And then in 1915, the first clouds of poison gas rolled over the trenches of Ypres, choking and burning everything in their path. Soldiers tied rags soaked in urine to their faces before gas masks arrived. Between the trenches lay no man's land, a few hundred yards of wire, shell holes, and bodies. To cross it was almost suicide. Orders came, whistles blew, and men went over the top. And in minutes, thousands fell. Those who survived crawled back at night, dragging the wounded with them. Then comes Christmas, a rare truce.
My name is Jim. Mein Name ist Otto. Pleased to meet you, Otto. Freut mich.
Soldiers singing carols, sharing cigarettes, and burying the dead. A single day of humanity and 4 years of horror. What kept them alive wasn't strategy. It was memory. Letters from wives. Mothers and children were lifelines. Some soldiers wrote poetry. Others simply confessed fear. "We are ghosts in the making," one wrote. Another wrote, "If I die, remember me not with sorrow, but with pride." These letters became the last words many families ever received, and when they returned, many carried invisible wounds. They called it shell shock. Today, we call it trauma. As the war dragged on, technology changed. Tanks rolled through barbed wire. Artillery became precise, and by 1918, the lines that had barely moved for years began to shift. But the land remained scarred, hills cratered, forests gone. Over 10 million men had died, and beneath the quiet soil of France and Belgium, their stories still sleep. They remind us not just of war's destruction, but of endurance, sacrifice, and brotherhood. This was trench warfare, the hell between two lines.